our 2023 logistics meeting. Thank you all so much for being here this evening. We've got lots of great things to discuss and share with you. We've got a packed agenda. But before we get too deep into all of the content that we're going to be talking about, I want to make sure that I just call out a couple of good best practices with Microsoft Teams. So when people are speaking, we're going to ask everyone to be on mute. You can be up on camera or you can choose not to. That is your call. The way that you mute yourself, of course, is to click the little microphone icon. There should be a line through it that means you are muted. And when you want to ask a question, we will have a Q&A at the end of our time together. You can click that microphone again, and that will give you the power to speak to the group. Same thing with the camera icon. You can click on it, the line goes through it, means we can't see you. Click it again and we can see you. And of course, the chat function, Emily is going to be managing our chat this evening. So why don't we go ahead and find that little text box, looks like a little text bubble or a little text conversation, and just say hi to everyone this evening. If you've got a burning question and you don't want to forget it, just type it in that chat box and we'll come back to it when we do our Q&A. And of course, we need to do a giant thank you, a huge shout out to our safety sponsor, Landfair Auto Group. They are the sponsors of this evening's logistics meeting, and they are also going to be our SAG fleet sponsor. So we really just love and applaud Landfair and all of their support of Bike MS this year. So thank you, Landfair. And, you know, many of you know me from the emails, the texts, the calls. And if you've been at Bike MS for a little while, you definitely know me, but I am Emily Rios. I'm the Bike MS manager, and I am joined by Emily Severeid, our Bike MS intern. We are Emily squared or E squared, whatever you want to call it, but we're super excited to be here this evening with all of you. And you'll hear from in a little while. So what is tonight's agenda? Well, I am so excited that we have a very special guest with us from Trek Portland, who's going to kind of walk us through Safety 101, give us some tips and tricks as we prepare to ride together in McMinnville. We're going to do some route updates and kind of let everybody know what's going on with our routes. All good things, I assure you. We'll go through kind of packing lists, our packet pickup details, and placement. You've got all of this great stuff in your packet. Where does it all go on your person? We're going to talk about discounts and deals because, ooh, I love me a discount and I love me a deal. And then we're going to go through our event schedule. We've got lots of things planned. And I just want to take the time to walk everybody through that because this is a really big year for us. It's our inaugural year in McMinnville. Lots of things are new, exciting, and different, and I want to take time to kind of go through that. We'll also go over some site maps. Again, because we're in a brand new place, I want to try to ground everyone in place, like where is everything, so that when you roll into Evergreen, you have a good idea of where you need to go. And finally, we will open the floor for some Q&A. So packed agenda tonight. But let's start off with our special guest. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Tony from Trek Portland. A big shout out to Trek Portland. They've been invaluable partners with us this year. They gave us a very generous in-kind donation of an e-bike for our very first fundraising week. So thank you, Trek. They're also going to be offering mechanical services at their sponsored rest stops. So just a big round of applause for Trek Portland and everything that they are doing this year to support Bike MS. So Tony, I'm going to throw it over to you. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Emily. Hello, everybody. My name is Tony. I am the service manager over here at the Trek Portland Hollywood location. And I will also be on the route doing the support ride. So first off, let's talk about safety check on your bike. So we want everybody to have fun. And the most fun way to go on a ride is to not have your bike worked on in the middle of your ride. So that's why we offer our free safety check. Definitely get your bike in as soon as possible because we do fill up pretty quickly. And right now, some of our shops are about 2 weeks out. So the sooner you can get it in, the sooner we can work out all the bugs on your bike. So if you haven't ridden your bike in a while, definitely bring it into us and have us look at it because sometimes there might be a worn out part or your tires are just dry rotted, and that becomes a safety concern. So yeah, um, but I'm out there. I definitely want to help out. I'll have some tubes, I'll have some tires, and just basic repair items. So for some reason you just run over something really sharp, I got you covered. So um, yeah, happy to help. But the most fun is to be on the bike and not have your bike worked on while you're riding your bike. So yeah. So moving on to um, a flat kit. So even if you don't know how to change your own tire, it's always good to have a flat kit on you because somewhere down the road, somebody's gonna know how to fix a flat because we all ride bikes, and for the most part, we do know how to fix it. But if not, somebody will come by and they'll help you out. But if you have a slow leak, you can come by to my stop, and then I can get you fixed up. But a flat fix-it kit here. So this is just a patch kit. It's got the glue and it's got the patches. We're all used to that. So have that. Tire levers, definitely have that on you. So inflation on the road, you can either do the CO2, which is really compact and really fast, but it does require a little bit of a learning curve. So that's why I always recommend just going with the tried and true floor pump. It's always going to work. It's never going to run out of air. Because with the CO2, if you mess up and you only have one, yeah, you're kind of done. Or you can go with a flat kit here. It comes with some patches in your bag, got your portable pump, got a little mini toolkit and some tire levers. Basically anything you need to fix your flat on the road. On top of that, I don't have it with me right now, but just an extra tube. I think we all know what that looks like. So yeah, I mean, just on the ride, everybody's so helpful. I've had nothing but good experience just on rides with other people. And that's pretty much all you need as far as basic like flat fix-it kit to get you on your ride and keep you going. Because the real thing that really keeps us up is flats. So next, I'm gonna move on to safety. Basically, one of the biggest safety items we have in the Trek store is our lights. So our lights are daytime visible, so it's designed to be used during the day as well at nighttime. So I mean, we think that it's sunny out and we're going to be seen, but having that extra light flashing in the driver's eyes definitely draws more attention to you. So our lights can be seen up to 1 kilometer away. So the benefit of having lights even on during the day is if we happen to ride under like a really big tree with lots of shade, going from that really bright sunlight to dark shaded area, it takes a while for the eyes to adjust. So that's why we always suggest having lights on that you can actually still be seen. And then of course bright colors, like a vest or like a bright colored shirt or like a bright helmet. If you already have a helmet, I mean, don't go out and buy a new helmet just for the ride, but it's good to have. Just another safety tip. So on to the next topic is rules of the road. We're sharing the road with the locals. They're inviting us into the town. Let's ride our bikes. So let's be respectful of the road, and then follow the signs, follow the rules. Basic hand signals. You don't got to do the do this when you're taking a right. You can just point to the right or point to the left. Yeah, it's just basic stuff. Try and share the road. When you're riding on the road, ride single file. I know it's kind of nice sometimes to ride next to your friend, but if we can ride in single file, it'll give room for all, everybody on the road as well. So if you're riding with a group or have never ridden with a group before, the lead person has a responsibility of scanning ahead and making sure that any obstacle that's coming up to tell the rest of the group that is coming up, so like potholes or like tree branch or anything like that, like broken car part instead of the road that you're going to avoid. Make sure you look out for that and make sure that you pass that message along. You can just point down to the road, or you can just verbally yell out the obstacle ahead. That way, everybody behind you can have enough warning to where you're not going to just swerve out and then they're right behind you and they're going to hit it. And then the person behind would be responsible for kind of scanning the road behind every periodically to see if there's a car coming up. So when that person sees a car coming up, and just yell car back, and then you can relay the message all the way up to the front rider. So you kind of just work as a team when you're riding. Also, if you're not riding with a group and you're just by yourself, enjoying your ride by yourself, if you don't already have a helmet mirror or just a mirror on your bike, it's definitely a good idea to have. So you can still scan behind you and still keep your eye on the road as well. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, any questions for Tony? He does have to hop, but if there is any specific question that you have for Tony, now is a great time to ask it. Emily, are there any questions coming in the chat?
No questions in the chat so far.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Tony, for taking time out of your day to spend with us here at Bike MS, and we will see you in a couple weeks at your sponsored rest stop. So definitely if you're doing anything above 20 miles with us, you will see Tony. So he will be there to help with any mechanical issues with your bike. But again, don't forget, please, if you do live within the Portland metro area, take your bike into any of the Trek stores listed here to get that free safety inspection. Thank you, Tony. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you, and we appreciate Trek and all of their partnership and support this year.
Thanks, Emily.
Yeah.
See me. If you don't have any mechanical issues, just come say hi. I'll have some coupons for the store. So
Great.
Yeah. Couple coupons.
Wonderful.
Please stop by and say hi.
Oh man, I love a coupon. You're speaking my language, Tony. I love a coupon. Thank you. And additionally, I know Tony shared lots of great things with us, but in the chat, we're going to add in a great video from Bike MS about safety. I encourage everyone when they get a chance just to watch it to kind of continue Tony's lessons that he just shared. And also we're sending in the chat a great little Bike MS safety flyer. Look that over as well. It again emphasizes the things Tony talked about: communication, treating yourself like a vehicle on the road, all of that good stuff. So we'll send that in the chat for you to look at, and we'll keep this train rolling. We'll keep this bike rolling. So before we jump into talking about our routes and some updates that we're making, I would be remiss if I didn't do a special shout out to our bike committee and anyone out there looking to increase their leadership within the Bike MS campaign. Talk to me about our committee. It's made up of fabulous, wonderful team captains, top fundraisers, people that love to cycle. It's just a fabulous group of volunteers, and we have such a great time together. So we're always looking to add new members to our team. But the reason I talk about our bike committee is that they've been involved in a lot of steps in helping us figure out what our event looks like, feels like. They've just been instrumental in that. And one of the great things about, again, having a group of really committed, caring individuals is a review of everything from our event. And so we had a really good discussion about a certain section on our route that some of our bike committees felt, maybe wasn't a good fit for us, and we needed to maybe look at things a little bit differently. And it was based on that conversation, based on that recommendation, based on kind of coming up with some little different route. So we have made those changes. Now, we are still, our start finish line, of course, is at the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum. We start there and we end there. We do big loops, big circles. You will see that a lot of this have very slight, subtle changes. The short route is now 17 miles. Our core is now 43.6 miles. Our metric century is still a metric century, but probably the biggest change that we've made the decision is that we will no longer have a century route option. We have an 80 plus option, 86.7. And so part of that rerouting, part of re-permitting meant that we couldn't have the century this year. Now, I guarantee you next year we will have a century. There's a lot of different things going on in and around the McMinnville area, some really big construction projects that we were already routing around. So once that is kind of completed, we'll have a little bit more leeway to make sure that we have a century option. You'll also notice that the Sunday mile options are unchanged. So it really was a really good conversation, a good decision that we feel really good about, but did just want to make sure that everybody knew that there was some slight changes. So you'll want to go back and look at those routes, look at those route maps. Of course, download Ride with GPS, so that you have that with you as you depart. Yeah. So what are we looking at? Just a little heads up, just be aware there is some increased elevation. So again, with that change, kind of getting off of a busy country highway, we added some slight increased elevation. Of course, we always have a lot of route support out and about, but we're going to make sure that we cover those zones a little bit more heavily, just in case anybody needs that SAG vehicle support. And what does the road look like? Again, because we're in a new place, I just want to kind of call out that we are going to be on country roads. We're going to go through really cute little neighborhoods, and especially big shout out to the beautiful home gardens. Every time I've ridden the route, I always am like, oh my gosh, look at that house's garden. It's so beautiful. There's also railroad crossings that everyone needs to be aware of. You will see animals out and about. You'll see cows, goats, farms. I honestly did have to think, do I want to buy a baby goat? Maybe I do. You're also going to pass a lot of beautiful vineyards. And so I do just need to remind the group that there is no drinking and biking. I will say that again, no drinking and biking. Now you can have as much delicious wine, beer back at Ryder Village, but no drinking and biking. And if we do happen to observe you having a glass of wine while you're, in and around your bike, we will pull your bib. So save the delicious wine drinking for when you get back to Ryder Village. We will have lots of alcoholic options for you to partake in. So now that we've talked about the routes, let's talk about the route support. So we do have rest stops that are every 10 to 15 miles, and rest stop really does three things. They have food, they have fuel, and they have fun. So of course we have water and hydration, Noon tablets, vitamin water, different electrolyte mixes. We've got a large varieties of snacks, chips, nuts, granola bars, assorted fruit, and surprise goodies from our rest stop sponsors. They always bring something extra special. We will also have shade with our tents. We will have bike racks, we'll have facilities. And those of you that are doing core, metric, or 80 plus mileage, you will have your lunch on the route at the Bellevue Country Store. And as Tony was just saying that he's going to be at a rest stop offering mechanical support, We want to shout out our other bike shop partners, Lakeside Bikes, Tommy's Bike Shop. They are going to, of course, be at all of our rest stops to help if there are any mechanical issues. And of course, volunteers will be at our rest stops. And so if you get a chance, please say thank you to these amazing supporters and partners. You know, they're coming out there, they're slinging water, they're fixing bikes. We're just really appreciative of all of their time, their effort, and their energy. So say thanks. If you see somebody in a blue shirt or you see that bike shop mechanic kind of over in his own little tent, go by, say hi, and say thank you. And I'm really, really excited to share that we have some great rest stop sponsors. They will be at their rest stops, so you'll have a chance to get to know these great individuals. So a big thank you to Arden Health, New Motion, Showers Pass, Trek Portland, and VeloPro. Big thank you to our rest stop sponsors. And the rest stops are just one of the things to support you on your ride. We also have radio communications, or hams, and medics that are available at all rest stops and will be roaming the route. You can always see the ham. They are in kind of big trucks with these big, long, like they look like satellites that are on their trucks. They're out there checking on everyone, checking on everyone's progress, making sure everybody is getting where they need to go. And of course, medics being at the rest stop, they can help with everything from I need a Band-Aid because, you know, I got a little blister, or I'm not feeling great. Maybe I need an Advil because I've got a headache coming on. They are there to support you. And SAG vehicles will also be out and about. Landfear, again, big thank you to them for giving us a fleet of vehicles to use for SAGs. And they're there to help you either go back to Ryder Village if you're kind of done with your day, or you just need to go to the next rest stop. And to signal a SAG vehicle, you're going to move off the road, kind of get off the road. You'll dismount, you'll remove your helmet, and you give a thumbs down to the SAG vehicle. And you'll be able to tell it's a SAG vehicle because they'll have a nice big Landfear Auto decal on their cars. So that is how you ask for a SAG vehicle to pick you up. But the support doesn't end there. You've got your rest stops, you've got your medics, you've got your SAGs, you've got your ham operators. We also have route marshals or ride marshals that will be traveling along different routes. They are visible by their red jerseys, and they're there to make sure that you're obeying the rules of the road to help you if you do get a flat. I guarantee you all of our ride marshals know how to fix a flat. They're there to help you with anything that you need and to keep you safe. And finally, make sure that you download Ride with GPS to stream the route while you ride. We have a great partnership with MilePoint that helps us with our route. They do a great job every year, but you know, we always want to make sure that everyone is prepared. So even though the route will be very well marked, it's just good to have your Ride with GPS streaming the route while you ride. It's easy to miss a turn. It's easy to, you know, go past. You're having a great time. You're thinking about that baby goat. You know, you go right past where the arrow said to take a right. I've been thinking a lot about that baby goat, clearly. So now I'm going to turn things over to Emily, our fabulous Bike MS intern, and let her kind of walk through our next section, talking about packing and packing lists and where everything goes. And also will lead us through the discussion on our deals and discounts. So Emily, take it away.
Yeah. All righty. So first, let's talk about packing. What are we bringing to this event? So the mandatory things that you absolutely have to have are your helmet, your rider bib, your bike number, your wristband, and your ID. Those things are absolutely essential for helping us to ensure that you can have a safe and fun time at Bike MS this year. And then some highly recommended items here listed on the screen. You want comfortable cycling gear, whether that's jerseys, athletic wear of any sort, socks, you know, the like. Our ride also is rain or shine. So, you know, you might want to bring rain gear, and you also might want to bring a sun hat and some sunscreen. We don't really know, given that our event is now happening in September, what that might look like for us at the event. So make sure that you're prepared for pretty much any weather happening. and be ready to ride, rain or shine. We've also, got some other things recommended here. Maybe some gloves, sunglasses, cycling shoes, and just in case, in like, the worst case scenario, if you need to have some medical help while you're there, bring your health insurance card, just so that we have, any important health information and medications that you might need. Alrighty. So going on, we're going to talk about packet pickup information. We really encourage you, if you live in the Portland metro area, to come on Saturday, September 16th to the Oregon chapter office between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. to pick up your packet for the event. Your packet contains important items like your bib, event details, parking information, and more. But remember that in order to pick up your packet, to be eligible for that, you have to meet the $250 fundraising minimum. It's always really sad when people come to pick up their packet during packet pickup and they haven't quite reached that goal yet and we have to turn them away, or help them, figure out how to reach that fundraising goal so that they could get their packet. We will also have packets available at the event starting Friday between 4 and 7 p.m. and during registration times at the event. So if you're not available to come or you live outside of the Portland metro area, you can always get your packet at the event. And then next, just back to our safety items here. It's really important to us to really emphasize this. So the first thing that you should really make sure you have is your bib number. That'll go on the back of your outermost layer of clothing that you'll wear during the event. Helps us identify you while you're on the road. We're not doing a helmet sticker this year. That's why that part is blocked out. That you can still see the cute little arrow pointing at this person's head as they ride their bike. But then you'll also need your event wristband and wear that during the entirety of the event, and your bike number, which goes on your bike. Pretty straightforward information here, just making sure that you have all of that to help make sure that we are able to keep you as safe as possible out on the route. And then this is really fun, so deals and discounts. We're really excited to be able to offer some special thanks to all of our Bike MS participants this year. So at the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum, the regular price for tickets is $22, but the cost of admission for Bike MS participants is just $14. You can purchase tickets both at the door of the museum, and then our top 50 and Club K riders will receive a free pass into the museum in your packet pickup, or your packet that you pick up prior to the event or at the event. And then, like Emily's background, we've also got this fun water park that we're going to be seeing here in McMinnville. And so the cost for Bike MS participants to enter the water park is just $22. But there are some special instructions for purchasing. You have to use a unique link that you can find on our Bike MS website for our event, and you have to register through that link and be able to get that price. So if you're like just going and looking at the Wings and Waves Water Park website independently, you won't find it there. Check our website, find that link. And it also has to be during those specific sessions that are listed on the slide. So just make sure that you're following those parameters if you're really excited about going down the water slides. And then we've also got some really fun McMinnville discounts. So this year, as we're launching our event in a new location, we're really excited to be in McMinnville. It's a beautiful, beautiful area of Oregon. We are partnering with several businesses here on the screen where you can get special discounts during the event because you're a Bike MS participant. So at Foreland Beer, they're going to be offering an extended happy hour throughout the event weekend where Bike MS participants can get $5 pints and a complimentary snack. At the R. Stewart & Co. Winery and Wine Bar, you'll be getting 10% off bottle purchases. At Troon Vineyard Tasting Room, you'll be getting 10% discount on all purchases. And at the Jacob Williams Winery in McMinnville, you can have free tasting and 10% off on wine and discounts on food items. So those are some really fun things. The only thing to make sure that you're able to get those discounts is to make sure you're wearing a Bike MS shirt or jersey when you go into the business so that they can identify you. All right, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to pop those in the chat or hold them for our Q&A session at the end, and we will be happy to answer them. I'll go ahead and I'll pass it back to Emily.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Emily is the best Bike MS intern ever. She's just so wonderful. Give her a little round of applause. She's just been such an incredible team member. Those of you that will be receiving a VIP pass, I will just do a shout out to Emily and say that she secured all of that fabulous in-kind donation. So anything you see in the VIP tent, that is under Emily's hard work. So thank you, Emily. All right. Okay, we've talked safety, we've talked some routes. We're moving on into our next section. Oh, and Mike, I saw a hand raised. Did you have a quick question before I move forward?
No, I need to learn to use my mouse.
No problem. As long as you're good. I do the accidental hand raise all the time. I just wanted to make sure that if you did have a question that I paused to let you ask it. Okay, well, let's dive into this event schedule. So in a couple of weeks, we'll all be together. We'll be at the Aviation Space Museum together. It's very exciting. So Friday night, we're kind of, the theme is let's explore. Friday night, we're really encouraging exploration, and we're kind of calling it the DYOT, which is do your own thing. So of course we will have our registration hours that Emily talked about earlier. We will have our beer garden that will be open from 4:30 to 7:30. So if you want to do a little check-in with your team, get everyone together. We of course have the Wings and Waves water park session that will be ongoing. We have our super short show where we will be kind of calling out some really great, our fundraiser of the week and the golden tent winner. So we'll be calling out some winners of things and doing, it's short, it's only 15 minutes, but kind of just welcoming everybody to the Bike MS weekend. Then we will be departing. We will have shuttles that will be running from 6 to 10 p.m. provided by Visit McMinnville, one of our gold level sponsors. Rider Village will be closed at 8. Shuttles run till 10. And then we have a very special top fundraiser. Are you ready for it? Yappy Hour at the Two Dogs Tap House. That is for our Top 50 Club, our Club K, our Passport Riders, our Board of Trustees, our I Ride with MS community, and any sponsors. So there will be an invite in your packet if you fall into one or more of those categories. But really, we're encouraging everyone to get together with their teams and their friends, hop on a shuttle, go to McMinnville and explore, check out those deals and discounts, go to Troon and get a tasting. Go have dinner with your friends. And what's so great about McMinnville right now, through October, they close down the main street, and all of the restaurants put all of their tables and chairs out on the street. It's close to traffic. So there's just so much great energy going on. So we encourage everyone, hop a shuttle, go to McMinnville, have fun, and then of course come back to either, if you're staying on site at tent camping or RV parking, or of course to come back, get your car and go to your Airbnb or your hotel. But Friday night is all about exploring, checking out McMinnville, DYOT, do your own thing. But of course, we are not just stopping with the fun on Friday night. We really kick into high gear when we move into Saturday. It's all about the ride. So from 6 to 7:30 a.m., we will have breakfast available in the lodge. That is the new place where we will be doing all of our meals. And this is an important schedule update. I want to make sure everybody knows that we have moved our I Ride with MS Victory Lap to Saturday morning, so more people can participate in it and more people can come out and cheer. So 7:15, our I Ride with MS community will open our route, which will open at 7:30. And between 7:30 and 8:30, we have a rolling start time, and we have suggested times to leave based on the mileage that you're doing. But we have about an hour to get everybody out and on the route. Of course, ongoing is Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum. They're open from 9 to 5 p.m. and the water park is open from 10 to 7. Don't forget to pre-book. Okay, we're just gonna keep rolling. Ah, there's Mike Maudsley right there. Our beer garden will open up at 11 a.m. It will close late that evening. A big shout out to Breakside Brewing, who is back as our beer garden sponsor and will be providing the beer for our event. You will have lunch either in the lodge or out on the route, depending on what your day looks like personally, but we'll start lunch at around 11 a.m. At that same time at 11 is when our VIP tent opens. You got to have that VIP pass, so check those packets. VIP is for our top 50 club. It is for our I Ride with MS community. And then, of course, we are also going to be allowing some rock star rookies to have access to our VIP pass. So we've got a couple of rookies that we're going to invite in because they've had such an incredible first year. The Bike MS Spa, that is exclusive to our top 50 club members. That's from noon to 5. Also from noon to 5, our Bike MS shop is back. You can buy vintage Bike MS t-shirts and jerseys and shorts and all kinds of good stuff. Please, 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 please. If there is a jersey that catches your eye, take it home. We will make you a good deal, I promise. And that will help us with our inventory and storage. Dinner will kick off at 4:30. So I know that that feels early, but for people coming back after a long day of riding, you're hungry, right? I'm ready to eat at 4:30, especially bike weekend. And of course, we're going to close up route at around 5:30. All cyclists need to come back to Rider Village. And then from 6 to 7 p.m., we have our Saturday night program where we have different individuals that live with MS tell their story. We give out some really great solo rider and team awards. And I want to make sure everybody knows we've got 2 new Cranky Pedals that we'll be giving out. First is Best Dressed Tent. So teams that have a tent in our Rider Village, dress that thing up and we'll give you a little award, a little prize. And we're also looking for the best dressed rider. So maybe it's a really cool jersey, or maybe you're like me and you wear a tutu and you have a whole, maybe it's a Top Gun theme. I don't know. Maybe you're wearing Hawaiian shirts or a flight suit, but we want everyone to have fun and do a little call out to our best dressed rider. And then finally, what's really cool, in the past, we've always done a movie Under the Stars where we did that. But this year, we actually get to have our movie night in the Evergreen IMAX Theater. We will be inside in a real theater. And it's huge. It's a really cool movie theater. And of course, popcorn, soda, candy will be available. So we're going to make a real thing out of it. And our movie is going to be Top Gun Maverick. Now, Saturday is a jam-packed day. Lots going on. So many things. Program, movie night, the VIP experience. It's all happening. But Sundays are chill days. Sundays are fun, chill day. It's my favorite day. So, of course, we'll have breakfast around the same time in the lodge from 6 to 7:30. We'll open our start-finish line at 7:30 a.m. We've got a half an hour to get everybody out on the road. And we only got 2 route options. So that gives us plenty of time to get everybody out. And because we do have 2 shorter options, a 15-mile and a 30-mile, we'll see everybody coming back at 11 a.m. The route will close. And by noon, Rider Village will be closed. But the fun doesn't stop there, let me tell you. A big thanks to our partners at Troon Tasting Room. They will be offering a free glass of wine, and we're calling it a cheers to the event weekend. There will be an invite in packets for our VIPs, important people, our top 50 club, our Club K, our I Ride with MS riders, passport riders, team captains, and some of those Rockstar rookies. But don't forget, you do have, if you don't fall into any of those categories, still stop by Troon, have, get that 10% off. And cheers to the Bike MS weekend. That's where I'll be Sunday, right after we close down Rider Village. And just to kind of review this, I know a lot of people have asked and I've directed them to the website, but we do want to just kind of re-review the accommodations we have available. There is tent camping. It's first come, first serve. It is free. And that's going to be kind of I'll show you in just a second where that tent camping is going to be. We also have RV parking. It is just a parking lot, but you are welcome to park there. There's no water, sewer, or electrical, but that is also free. Of course, there are tons of different hotel accommodation options. There's Airbnbs, there's Vrbo, but we do have a local hotel offering a discount to Bike MS participants. That unique link is on our website under accommodations. When I checked in early August, there were still rooms available. Now I haven't checked again, but when I checked in early August, there were still rooms available. And of course, just to kind of go over food and beverage, that is, to me, always the most important thing to talk about. So our beer garden, again, presented by Breakside Brewing, but that is not the only thing we're going to have. We will also have cider. We will have different types of wine. You get 3 drink tickets on Friday and on Saturday. So Friday, from a food perspective, it is do your own thing. Now, with our beer garden being open, we'll have snacks, but it's definitely make sure that you have a delicious meal wherever that might be on Friday night. On Saturday, breakfast will be breakfast Sammy's, egg and cheese, vegan sausage, regular sausage. For lunch, we're going to have assorted sandwiches, chips, and cookies. And for dinner, we're going Italiano. We're going to have a spaghetti dinner. So spaghetti, salad, dessert. It's going to be delicious. And on Sunday for breakfast, again, we'll have breakfast sandwiches again. And for lunch is always our big barbecue. We're going to continue that tradition. We're going to have brats and burgers and all of the delicious sides that come with that. Potato salad, pasta salad, just everything that you would want with a hot dog or a burger. That's a nice look at our food and beverage options. So let's get the lay of the land, right? I just want to ground everybody and where everything is in space and time. So don't be alarmed by the X's. Anytime I've shown this, people are like, oh my gosh, big X's. That is just areas that are not exclusive to Bike MS. We are having our Bike MS weekend at the same time where the museum is open and the water park is open. So we are sharing a space, a public space. So the X's just represent, those are non-exclusive Bike MS spaces. But this is an above shot of Evergreen. And you'll kind of see the areas that we're going to focus on. You'll see that the movie is going to be at the theater itself. And then to the upper right corner is kind of where we're going to have our parking. We'll have tent camping. Don't worry, we're going to go deeper into each of these sections. And then kind of our Rider Village home for the weekend is going to be in the top left. And we'll kind of dive into these site maps a little more. So, so as you can see, tent camping is available in a green space. They've just done a lot of different work to make this a really great tent camping space. They've got a lot of plans at Evergreen for what they want to do with this space. So we have our tent camping. There will be porta potties, of course. There will be a shower truck. So, of course, we want to make sure people feel nice and clean when they get done with their biking. So tent camping is going to be close to the tent camping area. We're going to have RV parking kind of off to the side over by the airplane. And then general parking will be all in that front portion. And then this is kind of what our Rider Village looks like. So I mentioned the lodge. It looks like the lodge when you go inside. It's where they do weddings. It's really beautiful. That's where we're going to have a lot of all of our meals. However, we also have this great green space we'll have lawn games, and it's a picnic area. We'll have picnic tables, we'll have hammocks, all kinds of cool stuff. So you don't have to always eat in the lodge. You're welcome to kind of go out to the picnic area and eat there. But kind of over to the right is where we'll have our bike corral. Right in front of the lodge is where you'll kind of check in to get your registration and all that good stuff. And then, of course, we've got our VIP experience, our beer and non-alcoholic beverage garden kind of right there. Team tents and sponsor tents, kind of nice and together. We'll have lots of audience chairs that are right in and around our stage. And there are restrooms in the lodge, but we do have additional porta potties just to have them because there's not that many restrooms in the lodge. So this just gives you kind of an idea when you walk in, when you walk up, you know, kind of where everything is. Of course, it will look different because it won't be a Google Map shot. So, okay, well, now I'm going to pause and see what kind of Q&A we have, go through the questions, all that good stuff. So let's chat. What questions do you have? I know we went through a lot of different things, but please let me. Emily, what kind of questions do we have in the chat, if there are any?
Not necessarily a question, but Kent did call out that the metric century ride doesn't look like it's the right distance on Ride with GPS.
Okay.
And that the map, is that the map, I assume, on Ride with GPS was last updated August 24th. So
Okay, let me double
That's
check
just
that.
not
I
maybe
know the
correct.
Century is still being updated and we're still converting everything over to the new mileage options. So if it's not correct already, it will be corrected very soon. But thank you for that call out. I'll double check that. I thought that that had been updated correctly. Great. Other questions, other things that we can do to help you feel really prepared as you go into your ride weekend?
Wondering if for some of the riders that are riding on teams, such as myself,
Yeah.
are the team captains able to pick up the registration packets for the group? Is that something that's possible?
Yeah, great question. Yes, team captains can pick up packets for their team. They can also pick up jerseys and t-shirts, but of course, we still have to make sure that all of the people that team captain is picking up for has met their fundraising minimum. So as long as that's been done, yes, team captains can pick all of that good stuff up. Great question, Ben.
And Emily, I know you mentioned that for folks who live in the Portland area, pick up your packets. I assume you'll have everyone's packets, so even those from out of town who might be in the area can pick theirs up as well.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. Questions? Anything else? Safe space, friends. Ask any question you want. Well,
Emily, do we have any
yes.
first timers on today's call? Some
Great
rookie riders?
question. Who is a new rookie rider? Who would like to kind of tell us if they're a new
Out
rookie
themselves.
rider?
That would be Kent.
Who's new to Bike MS? And forgive me, I can't see
Christina.
anyone.
Christina's
Okay,
a rookie
Christina is.
rider.
I'm very much a rookie, hence why I was showing up being like, I have no idea what's going on. So this was really helpful. I appreciate coming in
Good.
a general idea of it. So
Great. Do you have any lingering questions?
no, I figure most of my questions probably could be answered by going to the website. And so I was going to kind of hold off on some of them to go look.
Okay.
Like all of them could be answered once I go check out the website a little bit more.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to answer them here. Save you a trip to the website. The website,
No,
there's
it
so
was
much
kind of-
information.
I know. To be honest, it was like, hey, what's the bike route? So like it's things that I know that I can look up. I just wanted to kind of come see the overall thing. And it was really nice. I actually took my bike into Trek already to get it
Great.
safety checked because it's been a little while since I rode
Nice.
the bike. So anyway, that was a nice option as well.
Great. Oh, I'm so glad you could join us tonight. And I'm so glad you feel like you got some of your questions answered, or you feel good about going into the event weekend. So
I did,
glad
yeah.
glad you
Kent is
came. Thank
also
you
a
for
rookie
being here.
rider, Emily.
I'm sorry?
It looks like Kent may also be a rookie rider, if I'm interpreting correctly.
Yep. And unfortunately, I'm only able to participate in the Saturday portion because of another commitment on Sunday, but I'm looking forward to participating.
Yeah.
Does that mean
that's
you're going to ride the
okay.
87 and the 30, Kent, on Saturday? You're going to try and do them both?
Absolutely not. My sweet spot is about the metric century distance.
Okay,
Oh, that's great.
great.
Well, welcome
But
to
I'm
you
looking
both.
forward to it. I've always heard very good things about this event through my contacts who have worked with you over the years.
Oh, we love to hear that.
Hi, everyone. This is Lisa,
Hi.
and I rode
Hey,
a couple
Lisa.
years ago for the first time
Yes.
when it was the small one-day event. And
Yes.
so I
2021.
was it 21?
Yeah, 2021.
So I'm
Yes,
glad
I
to get this overview of kind of the full meal deal, because
Yeah.
I have in my head just, a tiny little quaint event since that's my only experience of it.
It's very different. The one-day event will be very different from the full weekend experience, but I hope you still walk away kind of feeling like there's great community and great connection, even though it'll be a little bit more, a little bit bigger of an ordeal. Hopefully we'll still keep some of that connection.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
time the whole family is coming along.
That's
so.
right. It'll be
Mhm.
so excited to have everyone there together. We're
Yeah, a nice
thrilled.
reunion for
Yes.
folks.
Oh, so exciting. We're glad you're back, Lisa.
Emily, how many people are signed up this year?
That is also a great question. I believe we are sitting at 368 registrations. We're anticipating a little over 400. Yeah, so I think we'll have about 400 people overall and about 100 and 150 volunteers. The more the merrier. If you have any friends, family that would like to ride, please invite them. We'd love to have more people involved. Big family. We're like a big family. Any other questions or comments? Any other rookie riders that would like? I think Ben, I saw your hand raised when we were asking who were rookie riders. I don't know if that is because you are in fact a rookie rider or if you were just raising your hand for another question.
No, yep, a rookie rider.
Wonderful. We're so happy you'll be joining us. Do you feel like you've got a good overview of everything?
Yeah, this was really helpful, actually. It helps me
Good.
get a little better understanding and look forward to figuring out what all my team is going to be doing. And I know we've got a
Yeah.
tent this year, so looking forward to
Yes.
that.
Team Garmin, correct?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. I thought so. Yeah. Team Garmin does have a team tent this year. It's the first time that they'll have a team tent in Rider Village. It's very exciting. Well, I do just want to make sure if you do, we hang up here and you've got a question, feel free to send me an email. You can also call me. 407-455-4360 is my cell phone number. You can send me a text. You can give me a call. Please let me know if there's anything that you need from me, from understanding the event to help with your fundraising. I am here to answer any of those questions that you might have. Last but not least, I gotta call out that on September 7th, it's going to be Bike MS night at Breakside Brewery in Beaverton. So anyone that is somewhat local to Beaverton, please come out. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to our event. This is our first, our first time doing a Bike MS night with Breakside. So we want to invite anyone and everyone to stop by, say hi. Just please join us in the garden. And additionally, I just want to remind everyone, of course, we have our fundraising minimum of $250, but let me tell you what happens when you raise $1,000 or more at Bike MS. Not only will you join Club K, you heard me mention Club K when I was talking about special perks going on with the event, but you also get this out of this world jersey. So this is this year's jersey as voted on by our Bike MS folks at our kickoff party way back in May, which seems so long ago, but it is so fun. For those of you that don't know, there is a reported UFO sighting in McMinnville. They do a big UFO festival every year. So we're calling that out a little bit and kind of having some fun with it. So that jersey could be yours if you raise $1,000 or more. And finally, thank you to all of our local sponsors. We are so fortunate to have so much support this year. Our local presenting sponsor, Bristol Myers Squibb, our gold level sponsors, Genentech, Visit McMinnville and Providence, Brain and Spine. Big shout out to silver sponsors, Breakside Brewery and Garmin, and our bronze sponsors at Biogen and KPMG. We are so excited to have so many wonderful sponsors and partners joining us this year. Well, that kind of brings our portion to an end this evening. Thank you so much for being a part of our logistics meeting tonight. We will see you in just a couple of weeks. Cannot wait. I can't wait to just see all of you. I'm so excited and to show you what we've been working on so hard over the past year. So thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. If you need anything, give us a shout out. We are here. So thank you all so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks
Bye.
much.
Thanks, Emily Squared.
Good to see you.